What's up, guys? Thanks for checking out my channel and watching my video. Little backstory about myself. About 2-3 years ago, I weighed over 300 pounds. I was really heavy, really unhealthy. With diet and exercise, I dropped like 100 and something pounds. But slowly with this pandemic, I put a little bit of the weight back on. Kind of want to get back to where I was. So I've started exercising again and really watching what I'm eating, getting rid of the processed foods and eating more whole grains, less sugars, which is really hard because I love sugary stuff. So I love desserts. So today I'm making an oatmeal cookie, but instead of using regular white flour and processed sugar, we're going to use whole wheat flour, oatmeal. We're going to use apple butter, which we made before, and honey to sweeten it with. I love that natural flavor of honey and stuff like that. Anyway, so this kind of makes a great cookie for me. Give it a try and tell me what you think about it. I would love to have you guys as subscribers. Please subscribe. I'm trying to put out new stuff every week. If you have any ideas you'd like to see me do, I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear your comments too about the recipes or about the video itself. Whatever you want to talk about, just make sure you comment. Thanks for watching my video, guys, and keep watching. In a bowl, we're going to mix together 1 cup of whole wheat flour, whole wheat, about 1 1/4 cup of oats. I just use the old-fashioned oats. We're going to put together 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Put that together. And we're going to grate some nutmeg. If you've ever seen a nutmeg, that's what they look like. And I like the fresh grated. It's actually a noticeable difference in taste. The insides are really cool too. But I'm just going to grate a little bit of nutmeg in there. Probably, I don't know, 1/8 of a teaspoon or so. It's a little bit stronger than the pre-grated, so use it sparingly. Then we're going to take a whisk and whisk all this together. And that's your dry ingredients. In a mixing bowl with a paddle attachment, we're going to crack 1 egg. Splash some of it out. To that, we are going to add 4 tablespoons of butter I've melted it and let it cool so it kind of solidifies, but it's really soft. So melt that. We are going to add 1/2 cup of honey. And of course the spatula will not fit in there. Let me get a spatula that will. A spoon. So that's your 1/2 cup of honey. That's going to be your sweetness instead of using sugar. Okay, there's my honey. And we're also going to add, for sweetness and flavor, 1/4 cup of applesauce, or in this case, I'm using apple butter that we made the other week. And we're going to mix that together. Just beat it till it's mixed. While it's mixing, we're going to put about a teaspoon of vanilla. All right, we're going to raise that up. Now we're going to put in our dry ingredients, a spoonful at a time. right, so we're mixed. This is what the consistency is at this point. Like that. Scrape down your sides. We're going to put in, at this point, our raisins, which I put a half a cup of raisins. You can use cranberries, dried cranberries. This gives it a nice tart flavor. And we're going to put in chocolate chips, a half a cup of the mini chocolate chips. Pour that in. I use dark chocolate. Stir that up until it's combined. All right. Now we are going to put this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes until it's kind of sets up a little bit. But that's what it looks like. All right, so we're going to cover that with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge. Our dough has been cooling for about 30 minutes in the refrigerator. So we're going to take our ice cream scoop, and this is about 1.5 inches ice cream scoop. We're going to scoop it out, pack it together, put it on the cookie sheet, leaving 1 inch surround. I'm just going to do like a few at a time though. So we're going to take our fingers and we're going to press these down till about, I don't know, say like 3/4 of an inch, just kind of like that. So if you think an inch, 3/4 of an inch. If it gets really sticky, you can wet your fingers. It's not worth it. This will go in a 350-degree oven. In a 350-degree oven with the rack in about the center, you're going to put your cookies in and set a timer for about 10 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. All right, our time is up. We're going to take our cookies out. What you want is just to get done around the edges. All right, we take them out of the oven. Now I just use the parchment paper, and I'm gonna pull them off onto the rack. Let that set for about 2 minutes. Now I use the insulated tray. So I used an insulated tray, and with that insulated tray, you need to up your cooking time a little. The recipe calls for regular pans for about 10 minutes. So I cooked it for about 12 minutes to give it a little bit longer because you've got that layer of insulation and the bottom is not going to cook quite as quick. Okay, the cookies have been cooling for about 2 minutes or so. You just want to get that initial heat off. You're just going to slide them onto the wire rack and let them cool completely. Just like that. Little side note I forgot to add, you do want to store these in the refrigerator. You can leave them sitting out for a day or two, but store them in the refrigerator. They're good for a week or so if they last that long. You could put a chocolate glaze on it if you want to, but they're really good just like they are.